Hi guys and welcome to Faewood. So I've been teasing you guys with some little hints about a video that I want to bring to you guys soon, redoing some things in the studio. And I'm going to do two videos about this. One which is this one, which is more behind the scenes, and then one at the end which is a bit more concise and a bit more, you know, just some tips and straight to the point type of thing. Once everything's done and I've, you know, got some things to share with everyone. So without further ado, I love my studio. It's just really inspiring to me. It's a great space. I'm very lucky to have a decent sized studio. I never did until this house, so I'm very happy. You know, we did purposely buy this house so that I had a studio that was a decent size, and I really enjoy it, but it does need some work as far as storage goes. I've got some great furniture in here, and I think that's the first step to really sorting out a studio space, or any space, even if it's not a room, even if it's sort of a table, or maybe it's just a cart that you know, move about. You know, you need to think about the bigger aspects of that area first, and then drill down into the smaller storage bits. So I feel like I've got some great furniture. My husband's built me some great bits of furniture that fit perfectly in this unusually shaped space, but I don't have very good storage in each of those little cubby holes. It's all a bit haphazard. It's all a bit kind of thrown in. It's okay. I'm not saying it's not terrible by any stretch, but it has room for improvement. So I am on a mission to get the best storage system that I can, and not pay too much for it. So I'm been hunting around for some great storage ideas for you guys. That, you know, I can share with you, and
there's been some hiccups already.
And this video is going to document some of those. I'm going to do a before and after of the space as well, so that you can see what I'm working with now and what it ends up being once I've done a bit of a revamp of things, and probably a bit of a reorganization of some of the areas. Yeah, I'm gonna have to really think about where I want things and what makes sense for my space, and that's gonna be different for everyone, but you might get some tips from what I'm doing here. So anyway, without further ado, let's get going with this transformation. Alright, so you guys have seen my studio before, but here's another bit of a look. It's a little bit messy on the top, a bit haphazardy. So look, the storage isn't terrible, but it's not amazing. Probably the best organized part is my beads, although I have obviously got numerous different sizes of container, but that's probably not going to change at this point because it's going to cost too much to replace everything into the same container. I mean, I'd love to get the Elizabeth Ward ones for most things because I really love those. And then everything else is not very well organized. Like, everything's kind of shoved in there. The boxes are kind of organized, but they're boxes I've had for ages. The material's just shoved in there. That's random. Yeah, I don't know. Things are kind of a little bit organized, but they're not that much. Like, I do have some little sections of things and bobbin holders and stuff like that, but I think it can be improved on. And then over here I've just got a random assortment of crap in that Hessian box thingy. Some sections that are a little bit, you know, pretty, but then I've got a plastic thing sitting there which is not. I don't find that's like a little stationary cubby. I don't find that to be very user friendly, like well organized. I don't really like having the scales there, but I haven't sorted out a better spot for them yet. So I think I'm going to fix that up. the books are fine. I'll have to decide if I want to keep all of these books there or use it for other things. But then down the bottom, again, very haphazard, everything kind of everywhere. I won't take you guys in each of those drawers, but they're not that well organized. Well, let me show a little bit of it. I mean, I do have some boxes in there that I use to kind of organize some things, but then there's a lot of stuff that's... That one's not too bad. It's probably the best one because there's not as much stuff in there. That's all kind of shoved on top of each other. It's probably not the best. Here isn't too bad, although the incense is just all kind of shoved in there. I have a random pattern sitting there and a pattern somewhere else. So I need a spot for patterns. I mean, I like the display there, kind of, but not really. It could be better. Then the backdrop, which you guys will see, or have seen, sorry, in all my videos. I really love this backdrop very much. Nothing much is going to really change there. You know, potentially I'll rearrange the bottles a little bit or something like that, but I can't imagine that's going to change very much because I'm pretty happy with that part of my studio as far as backdrop goes. I don't have a lot of stuff in the storage containers though, so potentially I could actually utilize, like, the altered art jars that I did are empty, so I could put some stuff in there. This little silver thing's empty. I could put some stuff in there. I think a couple of the glass bottles are empty, so I can, you know, fill those up potentially as well. This black thing here has jewelry, and most of the jewelry is in plastic bags. But I have other sections with jewelry as well, and I just need to kind of consolidate everything, I think, because I could possibly maybe even put it all in this black one, or move the stuff from this one and put it into... I have some other... Sorry about all these lights on. I probably don't need them all on, but there's Mavis. Hi, Mavis. I have some jewelry in there as well, and then in this one here I've got PMC stuff and feathers, I think, so kind of random. All this stuff down here is kind of just piled in those boxes, and the boxes are just, two of them are just cardboard boxes. One of them's a nice basket, which I like, but it could be better. This could be, I don't know, it's alright, but again, haphazardy. Like, it's just a real mishmash. I'm just not entirely happy with it. My pliers are on this rack that's not even meant for them, and it's not great. It's just a, well, I think it was a spice rack or something like that, to be honest. Yeah, it's not great, so I'm gonna, like, look at something better for that. And then these sections in here definitely could be better organized. Like, this basket down here is just such an assortment of random crap that just goes in there, and it just becomes a bit of a dumping place, so I need to think that through better. I also would like, you know, all my little glitters and things to be more organized. I'm hoping to get some sort of shelvy things in here to have, you know, some that, because they don't need all this space, so if I had a shelf, then I can put more things in there without taking up as much room. This part's not bad, but it's, I don't know if it's the most well thought out either. I mean, I like those stackable containers, but then it is a bit strange to have some of my beads here and some of them in the trays. So I probably need to rethink what I have in these stackable containers, you know, whether it should be something else that I can keep all in one section or something like that. I don't know yet. And then underneath here, it isn't too bad. I don't know if I'll do much to that part yet. It's not an area I go in and out of as often, just because it's a little awkward. So I'm not sure what I'm doing with that part yet. Okay, so some of this stuff, well, most of this stuff actually, is going to be helping me to organize this room a little better. I've been buying some different organizers and things, which I'm hoping will work out really well. I'll probably need to get more things once I work out what I'm using and where. And unfortunately, let me just show you. Oh, alright, so I ordered some stuff from eBay and a whole bunch of it came broken. You can see all the pieces that are broken on this piece, and then it's cracked. Like, this is totally unusable. Such a shame. Like, these would have probably been perfect for all my glitters, and yet, yeah, they were wrapped in Glad wrap, and that was it. There was no bubble wrap, there was nothing. So obviously, you know, if they were flat packed and you put them together, then maybe that'd be okay. But because they're built already and they were just wrapped in Glad wrap, they've just broken, both of them. This one's not as bad, but it's still got chips out of it everywhere on both sides. It's got break there, big huge crack down there, like big crack there, thing there. So yeah, so I've lodged a claim with eBay for those. Sadly, at the same time, like, I went and picked up a bunch of stuff from the post office, getting really excited to start, you know, organizing things. And I was all excited about this because I thought, oh, this is cool because it's kind of whimsical. I prefer it black, but, you know, I was thinking I could spray paint it. You know, it's going to be wonderful. You can probably already see that that corner's broken out. This one's about to come off. This one's about to come off. All the corners down there are cracked as well. And at the back you can see something's happened to warp it. I tried to push it back, but that didn't really work. So again, not usable. I mean, every drawer is broken and the whole thing is bowed and wonky. I'm only holding on to them in case I need to show more proof, you know, more photos to eBay. And I've lodged like a return item thing with eBay. I've only had one seller get back to me so far and try and offer me a partial refund. And I'm like, no, I'm just not willing to do that. I don't want to pay for a broken item. So this was the one I got offered a partial refund for, and the box was broken. You can see something's like fully pierced this box, and unfortunately this is snapped right off there. And you know, and they're dowels, and like, yeah, maybe I could glue it back or something like that, but also I just, you know, I want to get what I paid for, I guess. So I just want to return it and get one that's not broken. So I'm trying to organize that with the seller. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so unfortunately I was like all revving up to do a big reorganization, and most of the larger pieces came broken. I'm also planning to do some things with my IKEA trolley. I think it's called is it Raskog or something? So I've seen some people put, you know, little things that hang off these trolleys for additional storage, and just organizers in the trays to help, you know, keep it more organized. Also, mine is full of all sorts of random crap. Like, a lot of that's unfinished objects or broken jewelry that, you know, I was wearing myself that I've just never got around to fixing, and I don't know if I will, to be honest. Yeah, so I want to do some things to that. I did order some stuff from IKEA, actually, and I may insert a little picture of what I ordered, thinking this was what people were using. It was like a cup, but it ended up being way too small, so, and stupidly I was convinced it was the right thing, so I bought 6 of them. I gave them to my sister in the end because I just thought, well, there's nothing I can really do with them, so I'll post what they are here so that you don't make the same mistake that I did. And I've ordered something else from IKEA, which I got 4 of this time, and I'm hoping to God this is the right thing, otherwise I give up. Well, I'm sitting on the floor right now, right next to the air conditioner, actually, because it's really stinking hot here today. So yeah, what my plans are is to try and consolidate, you know, things that like things. So, you know, get all my glues in one spot, get all my beads in one spot, patterns in one spot, material, etc., etc. Because it's not entirely that way at the moment. There might be some things I think that will stay in the backdrop that are a bit separate just because they're there for aesthetic purposes, and that's fine. But otherwise, the rest of it I really want to be more functional. I'm finding the trolley I'm not utilizing as much because I don't think I've really thought that out, and I've always got random stuff in there that takes up space and then it's actually not usable, so I've got to rethink that. So yeah, I've got a lot of organization stuff here to do. I'm probably going to time lapse a lot of it and possibly do a voiceover to tell you guys what I'm doing, because yeah, this is going to take a bit of planning and a bit of organizing. I have no idea how long this is going to take me, and then hopefully once I've completed this whole transformation, I'll have some nuggets of wisdom to share. Alright, so I've got a bunch of different boxes here. I've got these larger ones with a little clip at the front, kind of similar to some ones I have in my stash already that I got from the reject shop. They're a little tight to open. Oh. And I picked these ones, oh dear. I picked these ones mostly because the sections aren't removable. And I know a lot of people prefer removable sections, but I find, particularly because I'm storing a lot of very small beads for seed beading, they creep underneath. And I haven't found a box yet that doesn't do that to some degree. So I prefer it to be solid, even though that means I can't adjust it. You might want an adjustable one if you've got larger beads, though. And then I got these smaller ones from eBay. I'll be honest, the quality of these doesn't feel the best, and the price was cheap, so I can't really be too upset about that. But I do like the fact that they're fully clear plastic. It is a preference of mine to get things that are fully clear. Of course, that's difficult when my other preference that kind of trumps that, to be honest, is not having removable sections, because yeah, I find that just doesn't work for me at all. But having it really clear, you can see exactly what's in there. It's not that milky colour, which is, this one's not too bad. It's still kind of clear, but it is a little on the milky side. But the completely clear, it's just really easy to see everything. And then I got this other one, which has a ton of tiny little containers in here. I mean, it reminds me a little bit of the Elizabeth Ward one in a way, just because it's containers in a container. And this, because of the size of these being so small, this is just going to be for like leftover seed beads where I don't have many. And I'm going to see if I've got some of those in my trays that I can start moving into here. And then that way it's really portable. It's quite see-through as well to a degree. It's not as clear as the clear stuff, but not bad. So basically I'm going to sit here and work out, do a bit of reorganizing of beads. This is quite a lengthy process because of how many beads I have, and organization of beads, if anyone's ever done it, can take a really long time, but I like to keep my stash very well organized. So I'm going to see what I've got there and what I can maybe move out. Some of my trays are a bit full, so I may move some stuff out of there. I have some Swarovskis that aren't in a tray, so I probably will move some of those into some of these trays. And like I said, I'll probably move some seed beads into here. So get ready, strap yourself in for some time lapse.